Oh, shit. Oh, hello. Oh. Don't worry. It has full self-driving. What's up, everybody? Welcome to your, what day is it? Fucking show. Nerd Adventures. We're talking things. Spicy takes. Look, it's probably gonna be a little wild today. I'm gonna be honest with you. I slept not a lot, but I did see a report, and I hope I read it right. I hope I saw the right thing. Henry Cavill Superman's back. Let's go. Sorry. I was just trying to rest during the transition, man. You got to get that rest in when you can. What's up, Nerd Adventures? Welcome to your Tuesday show. It's going to be a good one, man. Obviously had a pretty epic nerd theory last night. Nerd theory's been pretty crazy. Pretty crazy lately. We did a full school day yesterday. We did 6 hours. So hot damn. If I'm not a little bit tired. Forgive me. I also want to talk about DC stuff. Look, it's a little bit of a slower news day. Like, I was up this morning, and I was like, what are we even going to talk about today? Like, is there anything cool going on? There were rumblings, there were rumors that we were going to get a Thor 4 trailer, but honestly, not really from anybody that's really a great insider or scooper. So it was more like just kind of wishful thinking, and I think just a little bit of a rumor when it comes to just the Lego stuff and like how many days away it is, et cetera, et cetera. So I was maybe hoping like, hey, we're going to get something like that. Didn't end up happening, but wild story that I literally just saw this morning about Henry Cavill Superman, and I think it's pretty cool. And so I figured, look, it's sort of a slower news day. Not a lot of Star Wars stuff, not a lot of Marvel stuff going on. Hang on, I want to adjust this camera here. Okay, there we go. So I wanted to talk about DC just in general, not just because of this Cavill story, although I think the Cavill story is a massive deal, but also because of some of the other things being said about the Flash movie and the potential for the Flash movie to actually be pretty freaking dope. So I figured we could take a little time away from our regularly scheduled Marvel and Star Wars stuff and talk a little bit about DC. So that's what we're going to do today. I do want to remind everybody, though, we are rapidly approaching the end of February. And at the end of February, like at the end of all months, we will do another drawing for a $200 GameStop gift card. All you got to do is be a Nerdventure member. So if your membership lapsed or something, you probably want to reinstate it before the 1st so that you can be eligible to get that gift card. If you've been on the fence about becoming a Nerdventure, this is the ultimate goal. Become a Nerdventure, like super late into the process. Win the gift card. Everybody will be like, oh, congratulations, welcome to the Nerd Adventures. Then you win the gift card, and everybody in the tower will stare at you with the hairy eyeball, as it's called, for the rest of time. They'll be super, super pissed off about it. I think it would be kind of funny. I'm not going to lie. I love it when I see, like, an established member win, but also it's a little, maybe you want to be that guy or that gal if you want to. You can dance if you want to, and we can leave your friends behind. Anyway, how are you guys doing, man? What's up in the chat? Let me know how y'all are doing. I know a lot of you guys were riding with us last night on the Nerd Theory anyway, so some of you guys are like tired as well. Myself, I'm doing pretty good. Where the heck is this thingy? What the heck? I'm trying to pull up this craziness. You know what else is really crazy about this, guys? What if I told you that NFTs actually just saved the DCEU? Would you believe it? Would you believe it? if I told you that NFTs are how we think that Feige's coming back and why we have hope and shit like that. What do you think? Crazy? Not possible, you say? Not real? Well, let me show you what we're talking about, okay? Let me show you what we're talking about. I've been talking to you guys about how there was a guy out there that had allegedly been saying on Reddit several different times that Henry Cavill would be in the Flash movie. Okay? We actually, I believe, talked about this just yesterday because it's so crazy. I was like, what? That would be really, really cool. But we kind of just mentioned it in passing, right? Bruh. So, in an effort to figure out who this person was, to try to figure out what is actually going on here, the mods on Reddit actually found this guy's identity, and he is listed as working on both The Flash and Indiana Jones. Okay? And do you know how they figured this out? An NFT. We found out it's him because a mod on Reddit found their name from an NFT they own. 100%. And this guy says, gotta thank the NFT for this one, sadly. They didn't post his IMDb, just so everybody knows. They didn't actually post it. This isn't actually doxing him or telling who he is or whatever, okay? And I don't know if they, are putting that information out there publicly or not, but they have allegedly discovered that he's not just some rando on Reddit, but that he actually works in the industry and worked on this film. Okay. So let's talk about this. Russell says, I mean, anyone can track him down from this information. Dude, I don't know that. I'm not firing the guy. The guy's a hero. The guy's a hero. Okay? All right, so let's talk about this. Let's talk about this. Oh my God, everybody's, their hearts are bleeding for this guy, I guess. Anyway, freaking buttholes. Let's talk about this and why it's so damn cool. So, here's the thing. When it comes to the Flash movie, I've been kind of back and forth when it comes to this movie, okay? Initially, when we heard, and when I say initially, even as I say it, it's kind of hard to really even think about how much we've known about this movie and for how long. The Flash movie has gone through multiple page one rewrites. It's gone through, at least 5 directors. It's been a project that's been in development for almost forever, right? It's kind of a meme at this point. We must imagine it's gone through multiple different versions, iterations, right? But the most recent version with Muschietti, Andy, right? Andy Muschietti. The most recent version with him has been from the outset pretty intriguing. Not only for this last DC fandom, but the one before that in the previous year. The Flash movie was a pretty cool sort of cornerstone of what they wanted to talk about and setting up, I think, what's going to be happening in the DC universe moving forward. Now, 2 years ago, there was a lot of hype and focus and emphasis on the idea of the multiverse, right? And it was even sort of teased in that trailer, but mostly in that panel. I remember them talking a lot about the multiverse. The idea was teased that the Flash movie would be not only exploring the multiverse, but perhaps soft rebooting, perhaps, doing something with the DC universe moving forward. A lot of reports from a lot of different folks have indicated that this is very likely to have Michael Keaton's Batman in some way, shape, or form not only be in the Flash movie, but then to come back and be the main Batman for the DCEU, okay? So from that point on, like, even though, like, I love Batfleck, and I obviously I'm a big Snyder fan, and I'm like, dude, let's go, Snyderverse. There was a time when the Flash movie was not looked at as, I think, sort of as harshly as it's been looked at recently. Where it's like 2 years ago when the Snyder Cut was actually just coming out and being released, and the sort of conversation was around how this could all coexist. I think people were a little bit more open-minded about what would come. Now, this year, right around the time of DC Fandom, there were some leaks out there, and essentially a lot of the verbiage used and the way that these people talked about these leaks at the time all had to do with the idea of, like, basically erasing Zack's stuff, right? Like, getting rid of it, creating a new canon, and at the time, a lot of the conversation was like, here's your new DCEU, and you better like it, right? And it was essentially no Superman with Supergirl being the new Superman. It was essentially not Ben Affleck Batman, Keaton Batman, but really he's trading Batgirl to replace him. And you would still have Aquaman, you would still have Wonder Woman, no Cyborg because of, you know, Ray Fisher's situation, let's call it that, with Warner Brothers. And at that time, a lot of people, especially Snyder fans, really soured on the Flash movie. And I was definitely one of them. I was like, oh man, this is rough. We did a big stream about it. We were upset. And to this day, like, it's still, if that's really the agenda, I think that people have a legitimate reason to be upset about that. Feels bad, man. Feels bad. But while that's been going on, this guy, who now everybody in chat's really sad because he's probably not going to work in the industry anymore. Boo fucking who? Shut your mouth. It's about me. Actually, it's about Henry Cavill Superman, like I said. This guy has been saying over and over again, no. That's not actually what's going on. They're not erasing it. Henry Cavill's Flash is in the Superman. Henry Cavill's Flash is in the Superman. Reverse that. You know what I mean. The point is, while a certain narrative was building out there online, there was this whole other narrative that was kind of like, hey, let's show, I actually think Cavill's going to be in this movie. It's a big surprise, and that's really cool. Another thing that I could think about when I saw this report initially this morning was, well, what about Grace's report that Cavill won't be in the movie, but he'll just be used, essentially, through archival footage, or like a footage from a different movie that they put on the screen in the film. That seemed lame to me, right? And we're going to talk about whether or not this is a goodbye or a bridge to something more with Cavill Superman. But either way, like, I didn't think it was a good look if he wasn't in the film and they just had him used in archival footage. Frankly, the situation with Henry Cavill Superman has been really weird, and it's been a really interesting thing to follow over the past couple of years. Like, I remember doing stories initially, like, y'all remember when he had that weird video on Instagram where he just had the Superman figure? Does anybody remember that? Where he just, like, grabbed the Superman figure on Instagram, and it was, like, super weird. And I remember all that kind of discussion. Then, of course, he's in Shazam, but not really, right? Like, they use his likeness, or they use his suit, but he's not really in it as a character, right? They don't show his face or whatever. And then the most recent stuff going down with Peacemaker, right? Like, what's the deal with that? Because on the one hand, they don't show Henry Cavill's face again, and that's kind of weird, right? Where it's like, okay, well, what's the deal with that? Why aren't they showing Henry Cavill's face, right? But if they wanted to straight up remove Superman completely from that show, they could have done it, because they removed Cyborg and they removed Batman. Okay? Now, I think the reason that they removed Cyborg and Batman, and you guys let me know if you agree or not, chat, is that they probably removed them because they're not in the DCEU post-Flash. Well, if Henry Cavill's Superman is in the Flash movie and he was not removed from the scene in Peacemaker for a specific reason, meaning he's still there, he's still in the DCEU, then I've just got to personally say that would be dope as hell. That would be dope as hell. So we're clearly jumping into speculative territory here, right? It is, of course, possible that he's just saying goodbye. That the same thing that Ben is essentially doing, because Ben Affleck is essentially one last ride as Batman, and he's like saying goodbye to the role. Like he's going to either die, be erased, or both, and then Keaton's going to come in and be the main Batman, right? Maybe they're just doing that with Henry Cavill. But the big difference, and as many people have pointed out over the years, the big difference between Henry Cavill and Ben Affleck is that Henry Cavill not only wants to keep playing Superman, he's been super vocal about it. Even in interviews as recent as, I think, 2 or 3 months ago, around the time of The Witcher, he's asked about Superman. He says it again. He's like, nah, man, I'm down. There's more of that story to tell. I'm not done. You know what I mean? And DC, what do we always talk about when it comes to DC? We talk about how messed up the fan base is right now, how it feels like a divided house. A lot of fans just not feeling the new DCEU. A lot of fans feel Snyder's disrespected, etc., etc. If Cavill comes into the Flash movie, and then if Cavill actually plays Superman in the DCEU in some capacity moving forward, I think it really solves a lot of Warner Brothers' problems. As a hardcore Snyder fan, I would actually be pretty enthusiastic about seeing what is, for all intents and purposes, mostly a continuation of the world and the characters that Zack Snyder created, right? You've got Gal Gadot, you've got Jason Momoa. You know, yeah, you've got Michael Keaton, and you don't have, Cyborg anymore, but you have Ezra Miller Flash, and if you have Henry Cavill Superman, I mean, I definitely don't mind him mentoring Supergirl and having a more expanded Justice League. Guys, maybe it's just because I'm running on like zero sleep here, but all of a sudden I'm seeing a way forward for DC that could legitimately be kind of dope. And not the goobly glob mess that we feel as though we're currently in. So that's sort of the premise. That's sort of the thesis when it comes to Henry Cavill. And again, this is kind of a newer report, right? I'm not even like 100% certain that this is all confirmed. We'll have to watch it all shake out. At this point, though, it's been 16 hours. The mods should have taken it down if it was fake. You know what I mean? So we'll keep an eye on it, but strange times. What a strange sort of back and forth that we've had with the Flash movie in general. Again, I am a little bit surprised. Let's talk about this too. My Time to Shine, hello, never heard of her. Says Wonder Woman and Aquaman will be in the Flash. Or technically, she just retweets, which is kind of like co-signing, a report from Screen Geek that says Momoa and Gal Gadot will be in the Flash. So, all of a sudden, again, the Flash movie looking to have the Justice League? Like, Snyder's Justice League, right? In it. It's pretty interesting. I don't know. I'm as a DC fan kind of sitting back watching this news roll in, and I'm like, bro, let's go. This feels right. This feels like this could be cool. I don't know. You let me know, chat. But I'm just telling you, man, for what it's worth, guys, first time in a long time I've heard some DC news that legitimately got me excited. And I was like, yo, hey, whoa, what if they pull this off? And in some ways, would we have James Gunn and a silly-ass show like Peacemaker to thank for it? This is the double right here. I mean, that's Henry Cavill's suit, bro. You know what I mean? Honor to slip into that Henry Cavill suit. You know what I'm saying? Like, dude, this is wild. I don't know, man. I think it would be pretty cool. So, slower news day. Oh my god, let me fix this stupid thing here. Come on. Cool. Slower news day. Let me see if anything else is going on out there in the nerdy world. And then we'll just do a bit of Q&A and we'll get on out of here, guys. I also wanted to... Oh, shit. Okay. You see if there's anything else going on in the nerdy world. And then you tell me, Chad, is there something going on that we're missing? Something we should be covering? You let me know. I don't think there is, man. I think that's about all we got today. Oh, you know what? I could show this a little bit. This is kind of funny. Let me see here. Yesterday, of course, we dropped a big X-Men video, and I wanted to show you just a little bit of what Fernie did in the vid yesterday, because it is hilarious. Let's see if I can pull this. Okay. All right, let me see. Just show some more of Fernie's good work here, because it really is so good. All right, give me 1 second here. Pause that music. Let's turn this up a little bit. This is pretty funny. Trigger warning.
Like, John Campia, you blocked me on Twitter.
Oh, wait.
And man, I just don't get it. I've always thought Campia had a pretty good sense of humor. In fact, I thought for sure when he said the Tobey Maguire dick comment, he knew he was fair game for being memed on. It was just a little joke, John.
But look closely at Tobey Maguire's dick. Look closely. Maguire's dick. Look closely. Maguire's dick.
Anyway,
remix coming. Remix coming soon. No, this is hilarious, man. Like, this X-Men thing should have me rolling, bro.
I thought for sure when he said the Tobey Maguire dick comment, he knew he was fair game for being memed on. It was just a little joke, John.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So, yes, that was fun. That was pretty fun. Okay. I think that's all we got for news and breakdowns and stuff. Guys, we're going to just get into the ye old Q&A. So I'll go over super chats, of course, but I'll hang in the chat as well, too. So if you just have something you want to bring up or chat about, we can get into that. Pretty short, like casual, like, oh my God, I need rest kind of a stream today. But still wanted to hang out, of course, and I thought this story was worth talking about, you know? A rare DC story. Sorry about your ears. My bad. My bizad. Okay, so let's get into the Q's and the A's, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to put that over there for a second. All right, so I believe first in today was Austin Healy. He says, there can be only one Cavill. Is the Highlander. There could be only one. Cavill is the Highlander. I mean, that would be pretty cool. I actually think he would do a good job as the Highlander, but also just bring him back as Superman, man. Come on now. Red Bandit Films, you are a Nerd Venture. Now, welcome to the Nerd Ventures. I hope you win the $200 gift card. What is it, next week or some shit? I hope you win that gift card. That would be awesome. But either way, I appreciate the support, man. Thanks for joining on up. Mike House says, the Nerd Ventures are with you. My friend, thank you for always being a light in the tower. We are here for you now and always. Hey, thanks, brother. Appreciate that. Oh, you were saying that to Mike Porter. Oh. I mean, we obviously love Mike Porter, though. No, for real. Love Mike Porter, man. Hope you're doing well out there, Mike. I'm sorry about your loss. And much love to you, Mike. Much love to you. From everybody here in the tower, man. Alex says, with HBO's Last of Us being delayed a year, is that good news with Mando Season 3 and Pedro Pascal, or does it not matter since he's mainly doing ADR? It's a good question, man. I don't know the full answer to that, for real. I know that he recently commented on Mandalorian Season 3, and I believe that so has Carl Weathers. But other than that, I don't really know much about it. I don't know what the schedule is. I don't know what the release date is. I mean, when's the last time we had an announcement from Disney? I mean, I got to be honest with you guys. This might sound crazy, but I legit think the last time we had an official announcement about Mando Season 3 was that it would come out in the Christmas time of 2021. I'm not even kidding, bro. Like, I think that's the last official shit we heard about it. So the answer to your question, Alex, is who the fuck knows, bro? And I hope that everything's good and worked out. And I hope it's not like a petty, like, divorce type relationship. Like, oh my God, that would suck. Potentially enough damage done. Big Stevie with a $5 holler says, don't mind me, just smoking a stogie watching Josh finally believe what I've been saying for months now. Yeah, so let me address this, Stevie. By the way, I hope that stogie's good. Nice and oily for you or whatever. Let me address this. Yeah, there have been a contingent of fans out there, and yeah, I would say Stevie is among them, that, you know, when I initially got a little upset about the flash reports of erasing Snyderverse and all that sort of stuff, a lot of people were like, yo, pump the brakes, we're not so sure, like, let's chill. And I don't know, man. I just gotta tell you, like, did I react a little bit like an emotional fanboy? Nah, fam. You're crazy. You got lucky on this one, Steve, you know? You got lucky. But yeah, hopefully that's what's going on. MCU Drew says, any truth to the trailer dropping? Bruh, I don't think so, man. I think that the trailer dropping thing was, I don't even know where that actually came from, but I think it got wildly spun out of proportion there. So yeah, I don't know about that shit, bro. Grady says, if Cavill shows up, I feel like it will be his last DCEU appearance like Affleck. They haven't done anything with Cavill in years. He's not Superman anymore after Flash. If he's in it, you can book that. So, Grady, maybe, but I would argue that him being in the end of Peacemaker and the fact that they removed those other characters, likely because, yeah, those characters are going to be erased, it would suggest that there's more there. And look, as I pointed out as well, there's a big difference between Cavill and Affleck. And I think having Cavill continue to be Superman, it doesn't mean you can't have the other Superman. Like, obviously, because we have other Batman and stuff, right? So you can tell your other Superman story, but I think Cavill would be an important sort of glue to pull all of that together. So, I mean, I could be wrong, but I kind of tend to disagree with you, sir. Cameron Rook with a member chat for 7 months. Appreciate you, bro. Says, how much money do you think Multiverse of Madness is going to make? Also, Nerd Theory was so funny last night. Love the streams. Yeah, thanks, man. I had a blast on Nerd Theory last night. They've been pretty epic, pretty fun streams. So, yeah, if you haven't checked out Nerd Theory lately, I don't know, some people are like, I don't have a freaking school day. But some people like come in and out, you know? But, bro, we've been having a blast over there. So, very grateful for all the support we've been getting, and just, yeah, having a good time. I mean, I'm a little bit off today, but it'll be all right. It'll be all right. Thank you, Cameron. Talented Mr. Griffin says, sup, Josh? Got the shirts, and thanks again. Also, thanks, Luke and Leia Doe, signing the shirts as well. I have pups myself. Did they bite off the fucking... Yeah, man, my bad. They might have, like, bit the tag off or something, huh? My bad, bro. But, yeah, I'm glad you finally got them. You know, I normally like to have stuff shipped out way faster than that, but the last couple of weeks have just been really crazy for us at the house. So I apologize about the delay, but I'm glad you got the shirts, my man. Glad you got them. Patrick says, member for 2 months. Obviously, a lot going on in Speculation Town today, so here's another. What do you think the likelihood of the Daredevil Netflix series is brought into the MCU proper canon? Already have D'Onofrio and Cox here. All right, Patrick, let's talk about this. Let's dig in on this for a second here. Man, this never happens to me. This never happens, guys. But I might have been wrong about something. I'd like to know, and you put a 1 into the chat if you remember. Do you remember when I said that I thought Vincent D'Onofrio was crazy for saying that he knew what it was and that his character was the same from Netflix? Put a 1 in the chat if you remember that conversation where I was like, hey, no offense, Vincent D'Onofrio, like, yo, you're real cool, like, much love, but you don't know what the fuck you're saying. You know? Yeah. So here's the deal, man. What if I was wrong about that? Meaning, like, what if Feige and Marvel didn't just get those characters back? What if they bought those fucking shows, bro? Look, I would really like it. Okay, enough with the ones. We get it. Okay, we get it. I would actually really like it if that was the case. It would be a little strange, but it'd be kind of dope. It would mean like Disney had those shows, and those shows could technically be canon. And to be honest with you, even though I don't love Finn Jones, and even though there's some stuff that's like not as great, like they all kind of deteriorate in quality, you know what I mean? And by the way, Luke Cage, dude, that show's really good, but then all of a sudden Blade is the main bad guy and shit, you know? And then he dies halfway through or whatever, and his sister takes over. It was kind of weird. So there's some still kind of weirdness to it, but overall, I think that would be cool, man. And if that happens, I would say the best part of that happening is the fact that it highly indicates that Punisher and John Bernthal's Punisher has a home at Disney's Marvel, and perhaps could be further explored and shit. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Julian says, Josh, did you know that Marvel shot the Justice League scene for Peacemaker and DC shot the test footage for Chuck Woody in Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3? So I didn't know that, but I will say this. I kind of continue to say this about James Gunn. Even though I'm not the biggest fan personally of his sort of work and his style or whatever, I got big, like, mad props to James Gunn for what he's attempting to do and possibly for what he's adding to the elements over there at DC. There's even potential, like, way down the line of a Marvel-DC crossover. And if there is a Marvel and a DC crossover, James Gunn is going to be the guy that makes that happen. You know what I mean? Like, I promise you. And so, yeah, man, it's crazy. Like, I don't know, bro. Like, I just think that there's a lot to cautiously be optimistic about when it comes to DC if some of these newer reports turn out to be true. And I mean, look, we didn't cover it because I'm just butthurt about DC and they struck the channel last year and shit. But like that movies in 2022 trailer that they put together, like, you got to give props where props are, and that shit was dope, dude. Like, The Rock and the Black Adam movie, as much as I, like it, I don't know what to say. Like, The Rock is The Rock, but that movie and the characters within it are actually shockingly cool looking. Like Dr. Fate, Pierce Brosnan, that shit looks cool, bro. It looks fucking cool. Hawkman, dude, when Hawkman gets his wings on, I was like, all right, man. Yo, that looks sick. So there's a lot to love, even within that. And at the end of the day, like, look, if they make some dope content, if there's some kind of cohesion, if they continue to tell these stories with connective tissue and it builds towards something, like, dude, they could really pull out of this, which weirdly enough was what we felt like 2 years ago. That's what we felt like 2 years ago. And then it was a lot of subsequent bullshit coming from Warner Brothers that fucked with a lot of the Snyder fans and just felt bad, man. Like, and that's why PR is so important, because ultimately, if you're a person like Stevie, maybe you're sitting back and being like, bro, it's been cool the whole time. Like, it's been chill the whole time. Maybe you're right. The problem is that Warner Brothers gets out there and flaps their fucking gums and makes it bad. And then the narrative takes over in a different way. Do you know what I'm saying? So I appreciate that question. I appreciate that. Thank you. Matthew Griffith. Rings of Power superfan vid. What does that mean? Rings of Power superfan vid? I don't know what that means. Are you saying like, where's my vid on it or some shit? Or are you saying like, I don't understand what you're saying there, bro. I will say maybe if I'm feeling up to it, like I'm gonna actually literally probably go take a nap after this stream. But if I'm feeling it later, I would like to just sit down and record that Rings of Power podcast. And like I said, it really does seem like a slower news day. So as long as that trailer doesn't legit drop for Love and Thunder, I could probably just kind of chill a little bit today, and then possibly record that pod. You know, I've been watching a lot of content about Lord of the Rings. I've been thinking about it quite a bit. And I definitely think there's some stuff to be said, so I'd like to do that pod, but I can't promise it today. You know what I mean? For real. Okay. Han Shop First says, says, Josh, got my shirts too. Thanks so much, man. Keep up the hard work and great content. I'm ready for some Multiverse of Madness. No adventures for life. Hey, thanks, bro. Also glad that you got the shirts. And again, I do apologize about the delay. But yeah, man, we're getting it all sorted. There's a lot going on in the next couple of weeks for your boy. But once we get settled in, man, it'll be right around the time of Moon Knight. And we go into Moon Knight, right into basically Multiverse of Madness, and then into Kenobi. Holy hot damn, that shit's going to be wild. So I'm pretty excited, bro. Pretty excited, and excited to be experiencing it with all of you. 34 Virgo says with a $10 holla, says, in MCU, will Kang last until Secret Wars? Yes. Do you think Secret Wars will be a 2-part series 3 years apart as an ending finale so Russo Bros won't get burnt out like before? Back-to-back 2 years in Infinity War. It's a great question, a multi-layered question, so let's break this down. Here's the honest-to-God truth, man, and this is how I feel. I don't know if this to be fact, but this is how I feel. If you were to ask the Russo brothers, how many movies do you need to do Secret Wars, or how many movies are you going to do Secret Wars, they would tell you, I think, as many as we think is needed to tell that story. I kind of feel, because they understand the weight of what they did with that 2-parter, it will be at least a 2-parter. That I personally feel that way. It will be at least a 2-parter. Part of me thinks trilogy, bro. Part of me thinks trilogy. And if you start to think about the sort of epicness of Infinity War and Endgame, and how do you like level that up? Like for real, like you think about that. How do you level something like that up? I think trilogy is one way to level that shit up. You know, you had a 2-parter, let's do a 3-parter. The fact that you're going to have so many different characters, pretty epic. But I will also tell you, and I can't prove this either, but it's just kind of a feeling I have, and there's some circumstantial evidence to support this claim. I feel like the Russo brothers are already working on the movies. Like they're already outlining, plotting, whiteboarding, like whatever you want to call it, diversity in dinosaurs, like whatever. They're already doing it. And I think that when the time comes to make such a film, I mean, you'll see the full power of Marvel Studios. The full power of Marvel Studios creating that movie and or movies. And that's why, like, you know, like, look, far be I've never like overhyped anything. You know what I mean? Like, I like to keep it pretty true. You know what I mean? Like, I like to keep it pretty true. But my expectations and what I think is happening with Secret Wars is like, bruh. It's just about to pop up. MCU Drew says, do you see a difference in MCU timelines within a universe? Different universes in the multiverse and separate dimensions. Explain yourself. Do I see a difference in the MCU between timelines within a universe? Yes. And different universes in the multiverse and separate dimensions? Yes, I do. The answer is yes. How can I explain this? Okay, how can I explain this? So, let's talk about time first. Time is a principle and a sort of standard for all universes. And I think that if we look at what happened in Endgame, that timeline explanation was that tampering with time created the paradox, or because it doesn't create a paradox, it creates a new branch timeline, right? I don't know if that's 100% the case permanently for time. Like, it may well be the case that Kang or perhaps Doctor Doom figures out time travel in an actually different or separate way than the Avengers did. But for now, let's talk about that. The way we're sort of meant to understand this is from a sacred timeline, whenever something happens that creates a variance, it actually creates a new separate timeline, which the TVA were pruning, but now they are not. So time exists in all different universes. Dimensions obviously exist because we see the mirror dimension, which is in our universe, but Doctor Strange can access as like a safe place to practice spells and or show that Peter Parker's good at math, right? So you have different dimensions, like for instance, the that thing you see in the trailer. Let me see if I can pull this up. That thing you see in the trailer with Wanda, that I believe has the Book of Ashanti, I believe is a dimension. I don't think it's a separate universe. I think it's a dimension. Let's see if I can pull this up. Yeah, here we go. We're going to take way too long on this question because I'm into it. Okay, let me see. Let me see if I can show you. Oh, this isn't even it. Oh, shit. Okay. Well, never mind. This isn't even it. But there's that place in the trailer. Damn, thought I had it pulled up. There's that place in the trailer that's got the spiral demon thing. And we can see Defender. Actually, somebody just found this is what's so crazy, dude. What? What happened to the podcast with Jay? It's not up? Get the fuck out of here. Are you serious, Apar? Did they take that shit down? That's crazy if they did. Anyway. Okay, so there's different dimensions. The mirror dimension, I think there's possibly a dimension where the Book of Ashanti is held. Okay? It's possible the place where the Infinite Avengers Mansion is technically a dimension and not a universe because it might exist outside of universes, right? So, I say all of that to say... Oh, you found it? Okay, thank God. I say all of that to say, yes. Patrick says with a $20 holla. Wow, very generous, bro. Thank you. Says, follow-up to DD. In Season 2, Stick mentions the Hand was all over Asia for centuries taking over. If Daredevil was brought into the MCU, what interactions do you think the Hand and the Ten Rings had? Any previous story with this in the comics? Not really, man. I mean, look, I'd have to look into... Like, here's the thing. The Fu Manchu character that they essentially like change or whatever, like Wenwu is a new character. He takes some parts of older characters like the father of Shang-Chi in the comics, and also the Fu Manchu character, the actual Mandarin character, etc., right? So they combine elements of that character. That's not a real character in the comics. Similarly, the Ten Rings is not a terrorist organization in the comics. Like, they're literal rings that are from an alien race that have crazy powers and abilities. So there's not really precedence for that. However, the Hand has obviously encountered other things in the past and other organizations. Sometimes they team up with them, sometimes they don't. But the Hand is like a shadow organization. Like, it's very similar to the League of Assassins in DC. Like, they're there. They're pretty much always present, but never seen. Do you know what I mean? So the hand, if you will. Was it what? Is there something going on? My brain just fired a bunch of neutrons or neurons or something. But yeah, their hand is always kind of felt throughout. I personally think that this is one of the things that was kind of a bummer about the Daredevil series on Netflix is that you don't get a full appreciation for the Hand. Like, the Hand is like scary, dude, and like everywhere. So like the idea of like when Frank Castle recently in comics took over the Hand, like some people were like, they changed his logo, it's woke. I was like, dude, shut up, shut your mouth. Frank taking over the Hand is terrifying. I want to see what that is. You know, like the Hand is chilling. Excalibur says with a $10 holla, inevitable MCU DC crossover. All I want is the image of Superman holding Cap's shield and Thor's hammer. Make it happen, Josh. Don't let me down. I'll get right on it, bro. I appreciate your 10. Gary Edwards says, do you think the concerns with Ring of Power are legitimate in regards to the showrunners wanting to make a political statement? Bro, again, this is going to take like a full podcast to unpack all of this shit. For me to explain my feelings on this whole situation is very complex. Do I think that that people have a legitimate reason to be concerned? I absolutely do believe that a lot of people have a legitimate reason to be concerned and trepidatious about the show. I think a lot of the concern that you're seeing that's making headlines, that's popping up in videos, that's being seen on Twitter or whatever, is overplayed and underexplained. You know, I've watched a lot of this content, bro. Like, I get it. They're mad. Again. But nobody's really saying any shit that actually makes a lot of sense. Some people have, and there's nuance there, and it's interesting to me. I'm like, wow, this isn't just your average, we're mad about changes. There's actually some reason to be legitimately upset. I don't know, man. I'm a big-time normie. I gotta be honest, I've never been more grateful to be a normie about something because I don't want to cover that fucking show, bro. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't want to cover that show. So I'm kind of glad that I don't have to. So I'm going to watch it. I'm going to see how I feel about it. I don't know if, like, again, I'm not hardcore, right? So, like, I'm not going to be concerned about maybe changes to certain characters or new characters, etc., etc. And even though some Tolkien fans might consider this blasphemous, I actually think of Tolkien's world as fantasy. I do. You know, I know the mythological elements are there, but I think of it as high fantasy. I like high fantasy, so I just want to see fun high fantasy with swords. How about that? Stick that in your pipe and smoke it. 34 Virgo says, I'm feeling the trilogy for Secret Wars. Ooh. So how far would you space each large Star Wars event to lead up to the third and final act? I mean, I think you do it in a 3-year period. Like, I think you spend like 3 to 4 years shooting it all at once, and then you start kind of building the first movie. Like, do what James Cameron's doing with the Avatar movies right now. Or I guess a couple of years ago when he did. Like, he shot all of those movies, right? All together, and now they're going to release, I don't know, 2-year, every other year kind of thing. But if I was Marvel, I would just do it. Just do boom, 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 boom. That would be nuts, bro. Cosmic Reader says, how would a DC MCU crossover work for film? You'd have to have some kind of a catalyst event where the both universes are being threatened or something. But with all this multiverse stuff, it's not that far-fetched to try to figure out a way that could work. A-Par says, what happened to the podcast with Jay? We saw you sort of say that that's all good, right? Pretty sure you're all good there. And Lucky Lefty 80, welcome to the Nerd Ventures at the Prime level. Appreciate you, bro. We'll do a Prime stream on Friday at 1 p.m. I'll be talking all sorts of business talk. All sorts of business talk. So I'm going to hang in chat for a little bit, guys. Probably like 10 minutes. It's like, I got to sleep, and I'm going to eat a big meal after this and pass out. I'm going to eat a big old meal. I'm going to possibly watch an episode of Fringe, and I'm going to pass the F out. So what else is on your mind, man? What else is everybody thinking about, talking about? What's on your mind? New Secrets of Dumbledore stuff. Talk about the Qui-Gon leak. Is there a real Qui-Gon leak? Am I going to actually have to do a video today? Fuck! Where's this Qui-Gon leak? What you talking about, bruh? What you talking about, bruh? Daniel Radcliffe playing Weird Al in biopic? Is that true? That's dope. Meg reported on it. Is it an exclusive? Yo, Jason Ward broke it with Star Wars Santa? Star Wars Meg? Wait, so who broke it? I'll do my part. I'll talk about it in the video. Is it on Make It Star Wars? Did Jason put it on his website? That's good news. That's good news. I don't see it on his site. I think you guys are messing with me. Green Knight snubbed by Oscars. Is that true, or is Green Knight just okay? I don't know, man. Green Knight's all right. I liked it. Elisa was like furious, bro. She's like, "We're never going to a movie you pick again." I was like, "What?" And then she slapped me, and I was like, "What?" Yeah, it was rough. I don't see no Qui-Gon stuff, bruh. It was okay. An hour ago. Qui-Gon confirmed. Exclusive. Should we watch the vid? Well, we can watch a little bit of it, yeah?
Hello my dear friends, and welcome back to another Star Wars news update. Today we have some incredible news for the Kenobi series. Making Star Wars, who've been unveiling various leaks for the show over the last 2 weeks, have now confirmed that Liam Neeson is reprising his role as Qui-Gon Jinn for Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Dope.
This is something we've all been keeping our fingers crossed for, and maybe you could say sort of expecting, but now it seems like it's going to happen. But there is a caveat. They are not sure if it's just a false voice, a full ghost, or flashbacks. Now, while Making Star Wars are still to publish an article about it, they revealed this news at the 35-minute, 32-second mark on a live stream with my good friend Star Wars Santa. I reached out afterwards just to confirm these details and also if it was okay to disclose them. I got the thumbs up and here we are, but I must say there is more info on this subject to come, so I will keep you guys updated and there might be more substance to the scoop. But the lowdown is Qui-Gon in some way is going to feature in Obi-Wan Kenobi. Let's take a listen to what they said.
Let's take a listen.
That's my question about Qui-Gon is I know Qui-Gon's in it, but I don't know if he's a voiceover or if he's a physical ghost. That was a really big scoop, by the way. I just dropped it. Right?
Yeah, I know you did.
I know he's in it now. Like I
was
know.
like,
I've been told.
I was going to try to wait and see if you really meant to say that.
I did.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for that. That is going to be huge news for folks.
So as I said,
Yeah, nice. Way to go, Star Wars Santa, my man. Getting them scoops. You love to see it. That's cool. Unfortunately, it does mean I have to do a video. Oh, well. Oh, well. Worse things have happened, I guess. Anyways, I gotta get out of here now and do the video. See you guys. It's been real. Scoop. I don't like that voice. What, my voice? What you talking about, bruh? Dank Ferrick says Yvonne. I fell asleep 30 minutes into Green Knight. So did all of the cast. So did all of the cast. Give Jason Willard credit for N1 instead of Bespin? For real? Wait, was that really? No, Bespin? No. So the initial report about the N1 comes from Jason, but he said it was going to be in Mando Season 3. It was Bespin Bulletin that said, I think actually this is going to be in Mando. At least that's my understanding of it. Craig, nice. Green Knight was hella dope. Finished my point about Ashanti and Multiverse of Madness. I don't really necessarily have a point. There's just a lot of weird rumors and stuff like that. Did I miss news about Cavill? Total thirst trap, yo. Indeed. How to become a Nerd Avenger? There should be a button next to the subscribe button. If not, there should be a link in the chat. I gotta like go get a big thing of coffee to like slam. I gotta go slam a big old thing of coffee and then record this Qui-Gon video. So. Anybody having issues with the VV drop today? Nah, but I tell you, I'm going to try to get that Black Panther tomorrow, bro. That might be a secondary market buy for your boy. If I can't get it on drop. Is Henry Cavill back as Superman in Doctor Strange 2? Yes, confirmed. Speed kind of slaps, huh? Yo, is anybody getting, yo, Raised by Wolves is fucking dope, bro. Very dope. Quite dope, as it were. What was I saying? Damn, my brain is, like, not firing right now. The real Jesse Lee Reed says Fringe was absolutely fantastic until the final season was so garbage that it ruined the whole show for me. Another Jar Jar Abrams fiasco. I actually liked the last season. I thought it was kind of key. Thought it was kind of cheer. Thought it was kind of cool and cheer. Elden Ring! Yeah. Anybody getting Elden Ring? That's what I wanted to know. Is anybody getting Elden Ring? Nap on stream? Attila! Or Attila. Wait, what? How do I say this? Attila. Y2K. Welcome to the Nerd Ventures. You are a Nerd Venture. Now get on in here. Get on in here. Group hug! Oh, you're not a hugger? Too bad. Got it coming. Praise the sun. Elden Ring looks dope, dude. And I didn't even play Dark Souls. I didn't even play Dark Souls. Oh, that's how you pronounce it? Thanks a lot, Trev. Do you think that game's going to be hard? As somebody that was not, like, didn't play a ton of the Dark Souls games, like, am I going to get super frustrated and be all upset? Attila the Hun? Nice. There you go. What do you think? Should I play a little on stream and freak out? Very? Oh, boy. That's what she said. My man. Hello there. What's up, Meg? Meg, when are you going to come on my podcast? Meg, everybody wants to know. Everybody put the pressure on Meg right now. Be like, come on the podcast. Come on the podcast. Happy to support. Thanks, bro. Appreciate that. Yeah, right. I'm going to probably just be pro status in the game right away, right? Like, I'll grab that game and I'll throw it on and I'll start playing it. And then before the end of the day, we'll have like 20,000 people. Yeah, thanks, Meg. I'm just kidding. I know we're both busy. But I'll probably have like 20,000 people watching, and they'll be saying, like, this dude's a prodigy in Elden Ring. I've never seen anything as beautiful as watching this guy play Elden Ring. And I'll be total pro status, bro. And then the whole trajectory of my career will change. Oh, here we go. The real Jesse Lee Reed's got to let me know about Fringe. And he's got to pay so that I'm forced to hear his point. I'm just playing, brother. I love you. All right, it says, dude, the Fringe finale created... No, let me repeat this. This is what he said. Dude! The Fringe finale created a huge plot hole that made the whole story impossible. So then, who saved young Peter from drowning in the lake? I can't... Elisa's probably watched this, bro, and we're going through the show. It's gosh dang spoilers. So why don't you shut your mouth when you're talking to me, huh? And also, I don't really remember. Just being real. Woo! Okay. That's going to do it for today's show. Thank you, No Adventures, for being here, for supporting, for being so damn chill. Much love to you all. I've got to go get some coffee and talk about Qui-Gon. I'm going to talk about Qui-Gon. Yep. All right, everybody. Much love to you all. As I always say, I hope you are having an awesome and a nerdy day. And I'll see you in the next video. Is everybody gone? Did everybody leave? Yo, much love to everybody. Thank you. Blake says, do you even sleep, bruh? Hardest working man on the tube. Hey, thanks, man. You've convicted a... Wait, wasting a bunch of Padawans with their lightsaber sentenced to death. What's your last meal? Deep dish Chicago style. Nice pepperoni. Some green pepper. Something like that. Fucking something like that, Locationary says, Tom Cruise as Henry Cavill as the new Superman. Only if it's all played by Scarlett Johansson. Look, much love to you all, man. I'm tired as fuck. Do you think I should, really do this Qui-Gon video? Do you think that I gotta get on there and talk about Qui-Gon? Guess I probably should, huh? Shit. All right. All right, I'll do it. Jesus. Get a job. Get a job, man. At this point, I'd probably have more of a sleep schedule if I actually had a job. All right, anyway. Much love. I'll see you all soon. Peace.